Hi everybody. We're still in January, the beginning of the year. Well, this is the January stage. And started the year with I give you guys a recap. My 2025 was, and it was a long ass recap for sure, but at least I exhausted everything. I shared with you guys everything. But there's one thing that I hadn't mentioned, and that is something that I want to do today. So, anyway, September last year, I took the initiative of going to open two bank accounts with banks that my dad had accounts with. So, what happened was a few months before I had indulged him, considering I'm a novice at this, finance stuff. Because, obviously now that I'm an adult, I have to figure all of these things out. And so I decided to approach him and ask him, what he does and just gaining some direction and advice on how to go about this. And so he shared with me, how he runs his own financial facet of life, let me call it that. And maybe, not extensively, because there are things I probably wouldn't get now, but, he shared with me a couple of the things that he's done, his thought processes around the decisions that he's made and, how he deals with his finances. And one of them was, the bank accounts that he has. There are specific reasons why he chose those specific banks. And I was like, okay, I went and opened accounts with two of the banks that he has accounts with that I felt would work to my advantage more now. Maybe in the future I'll open more accounts with other banks depending on the advantages and the perks that I'll get from there. But it's not about the number of bank accounts, it's about the advantages you get with those banks. So, anyway, I opened accounts with them, and then throughout the whole time last year, my dad has been going through this financial resonance, let me call it that, where I think he's been doing a lot of financial education on his part. He's been learning so many new things, and he has been passing down that knowledge to us. And even the incentive for us to do our own financial education, that is for me and Geoffrey. And it's very interesting because I never knew this stuff, so I was coming to know about it through him. So it was really good, and I also love the fact that he was looking out for our interests because it seems that he has been doing and he has been benefiting from through the year, and so he was passing it down to us and passing down that initiative for us to also go ahead and learn it on our own. And one of those things has been, invest. Actually, the main thing has been investing. And he's been learning about investing in special funds in the stock market. Okay, he actually has been investing in the stock market for a really long time, but I think now is when he's getting the proper foundation into not I don't want to say foundation because he's been there, but it's more like he's maximizing on it now more than he did before, and he's getting to learn a lot of new stuff. He's joined so many communities where he's gotten new information that he didn't have before. So it's been, I would say 2025 has been a very financially insightful year for him, and he's been passing it down to me and to Geoffrey. And so one of those things has been investing in the stock market, and he's been really advising us to step it up. And you see, in Kenya, we we invest in the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Okay, so that's like the New York Securities Exchange of Kenya. Okay, and it varies country to country. Okay, so anyway, the NSC, that is where we do the trading of securities. And for you to trade there, you need to have an account through the central bank called a CDSC account. The CDSC account stands for Central Depository and Settlement Corporations. So this account is what facilitates you trading in the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Okay. And then you also need to have a broker that trades on your behalf through your CDSC account. Now, to have a broker, you need to open a brokerage account with them, and banks have um, been licensed. I don't know if it's all banks, but obviously, the Central Markets Authority in Kenya has licensed different brokers, so it's depending on your choice. And obviously, you look at how those brokers operate, their fees, all that stuff. as considerations of whether or not you should choose that broker. So my dad has his broker, and then he advised me on which broker to choose. Now, the broker that he advised me to choose at the stage I'm in right now, because you see, you also need to be discerning on the stage you're operating in. You just because you can't do what a billionaire is doing when you're not even a millionaire. You see what I mean? So he was advising me because you see he's at a different financial position himself, right? He's a working class citizen. I'm not, and he already has money. I don't have money, you know. So the money that he can invest, he invests in the broker that works best for him. So he advised me on the one that works best for me. So I have a different broker from him, and the broker that he advised me to go with is actually one of the banks that I opened with an account. Remember, so I plugged Joffrey into opening a CDSC account with them after I already did. So I went and opened an account with them. He also did. My dad also wanted to switch to those brokers, but then I don't know if he ever did. But I don't think he did. I think he's still stuck with the one that he did. But yeah, so he opened brokerage's account um, back in October, and then they got approved in November. Actually, mine got approved in late October. Joffrey's got approved in late, no, actually, early, no, mid-November. So for me, once I got it, I kept telling myself, you know what, I'm going to invest in the stock market one of these days. But I think the financial obligations became a bit demanding. So I didn't invest in the stock market, didn't buy any shares in any company, unfortunately. And I just kept procrastinating until recently, after we crossed over the year, I told myself, you know what, you must do it as soon as possible, at least as a start. Ndivyo nisikuwe tu na brokerage account that's sitting idle and dormant, and I have at least been able to get some money to do so. I'm not even going to buy many shares. Last year, the they reduced. I know this is the government. I don't know. I don't know whether it's the government or the Central Markets Authority or CBK. I don't know who regulates. I think it's the CMA, Central Markets Authority, because they are the regulators of the stock market. Anyway, these are things I'm still learning, so bear with me. But before, you couldn't buy shares less than 100. You couldn't buy less than 100 shares, and obviously that's dependent on the unit price of the stock of any company. So if you do the calculations, you will know how much you'll need to invest. Because a good example is if the price of the unit price of a stock of a company is 2 shillings, it means that to buy 100 shares, you will need to invest 200 shillings. Okay, so to come if it's 10 shillings, you'll need to invest 1,000 shillings of your money to get 100 shares. If it's 1 shilling, you just spend 100 shillings to get 100 shares. So what they did, the regulators, they reduced the number of shares that you can buy from 100 to 1. So it's good for people like us who don't have the money to buy, you know, a lump sum of shares. And we're just looking to get into the stock market. We're just looking to start and get in and try and do something there. Nonetheless, it's always better to buy, shares in bulk, obviously strategically. But as a good place to start, I feel like them reducing the threshold is actually going to work to our advantage, and so I want to take advantage of that. But I don't think I'm going to buy 1 share or 5 shares, of course. And I'm looking to learn how navigating the stock market works, because I've joined those communities that my dad joined, because he actually told me you have to join these communities and learn things here. I also plugged my cousin Geoffrey and my cousin Linda as well, and I told them, you know what, we have to do something here. And so I've been learning a lot so far from there. I've been following channels that teach about this stuff, and I'm only looking to grow more in that space. But at the moment, looking at the money I have, I think I want to maximize on what I can do, but I also don't want to stretch myself way too much to the point that I'm pushing myself to a wall. So I'm not gonna buy very little shares. I'm not gonna say that the reduction to buying one single share um, is something that I needed for me to get into it. But I feel like it's good for many people, especially those who are not financially capable of going big in the stock market. But for me, I'll try and approach it a bit more conservatively, but not to an extreme. And I buy at least a good number of shares with the little money I have, as a foundation, as a place to start from, and then with time I'll only buy more. So let me just show you guys how it looks like. So I don't know if you can see my laptop. Let me just flip this. If you can see my laptop, or I'll need to just record. I think what I'll do, let me record a separate video, then attach it to this so that you can see what I'm talking about. Because when I try to shoot like that, it doesn't really look good. I don't know if you guys can see, but this is how the account looks like. And so what you can see here, these are the names of the companies. Okay, this is Absa Bank, for those who know Absa, right here. Um, we have um, Equity, we have EABL, we also have Home Africa. So as in, there are many, some of which I don't even know, to be quite honest. Um, but these are the companies listed in the NSE, and this right here shows you the gains or the losses they've made from the last trading day, I believe, or is it the last trading day? I think I'll need clarity on that. I'll ask my dad. But I think it's from the last trading day to the last transaction that was made on shares of that company, the last trading price. Anyway, I could be wrong, but this is the last trading price, is the last quantity of shares that were bought at that price, the bid quantity, that is the number of shares that people placed a bid on for that company. And the bidding price, it was at what price that people wanted to buy that share for. Then the offers quantity were the number of shares that were available or people were selling. The offer price, this is now the amount that the sellers, or the ones that wanted to sell their shares, were selling it at. So it's usually, obviously, there are buyers and there are people who want to now sell the shares that they have. So the ones who are selling the shares have their price, and the ones that want to buy have their price. Now that's what we call the market price, because it's what the market is dictating, or what the market wants. Wewe kama ndo unauza, you're going to look for people who want to buy, so you work with the market price that has been indicated. You can more often than not, you don't actually end up selling at the price that you want. That's why the stock market really fluctuates, because you want to sell at a price, but the players in the market want to buy it at a lower price. So you have no choice but to meet them there, because nobody's going to buy at that price that you are dictating, or you want to sell it at. Anyway, nonetheless, I believe now you can see, and now this is what is happening currently with Absa. So when you select a company here, so here we already have Absa. So if you select something like let's go with Equity, you see it has changed here. I don't know if you can see Equity. Now if we select Absa, or let's go with another one, let's go with Home Africa, right? You see it has changed. So it shows you the trend and the market fluctuations surrounding that company's shares, in terms of actually not their fluctuation. The fluctuations are here on the graph, because now this is where you see how it's been performing the last day, the last month, in the last I don't know if you can see well, in the last 3 months, in the last 6 months, in the last 1 year, right? So I think when you say all, it's in the last 10 years. I'm not so sure, but yeah, that's basically it. With this, it shows you the current market activity, because you see um, how many people are bidding, how many people are looking to buy that stock, and at what price. And then you look at the offer price. This is now who the people that are selling the stock, at what price are they selling, and how many shares are available to be bought. And the split, I can remember how my dad was explaining the split to me well enough, but I think it was more of one person, because I think the split means one person is selling this number of shares at this price, and then here it means that five people are looking to buy this number of shares cumulatively at this price each. So depending on when they come to an agreement, and the agreement will only come if the prices match, of course. If the offer price and the bid price are the same, so I think now, depending on, say we are five, right? There are five people who are bidding for the Absa stock that is available to be sold, and the bid price and offer price match. Then depending on the number of stocks or the number of shares that I said I wanted to buy, then I'll get, depending on the number of shares that are available that have been released after they have been bought. So I get the number of shares that I wanted, the other person does, the other person does, the other person does. So I think that's how it works, although I'm not so sure, maybe I'm wrong. You could not comment me, you could correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong, but that's so far what I've been learning at the moment. And when you look down here also, we have the open, close, the high, the low, and I don't know about the change in LTT, to be quite honest, but basically this is when the trading day opened. It opened at what price? When it closed yesterday, it closed at what price for this particular stock of Absa? And what is the trading day's high? This is the highest price the Absa stock traded for in the last trading day, which is today, and the lowest that's traded for today. So we're waiting to see at what price point it closes, but that's basically how it looks like. And yeah, so here you see the buying and selling. That's what the BS stands for. If I continue learning more, obviously I'll not if but when I learn more, I'll obviously continue sharing. When you see these lines, it means that the price did not change, the stock price did not change, it stayed the same. I don't think there's anything else I've left out, but if I have anything, obviously I'll be sharing with you guys what I'm learning so far, but at the moment that's what I got. So let's go buy some stocks today, just a couple more. I was actually thinking about buying Absa, though we'll see what we shall buy. But yeah, cheers. If I film, I don't know if I'll film. I'm thinking about filming, not filming, I don't know, but if I film, I'll attach it here as well. If I don't, it's still good. But yeah, that's what it looks like.
Utabidi hii Kenya D.
Kenya D, there's a bit. Tunaona hiyo price yake iko.
Yeah, and it's a stock that you can, so unakujanga hapa kwa buy. Una click. Nakupatia hii. So quantity hii ukiweka market, market unamaanisha ile price, kama sasa hapo unaona offer price ni 302 that you buy at that price.
Limit nayo ni
limit ni pale unaweka price yako. Price yako unaweka hapa. Like now unaweza sema unataka kuibuy
250.
Yeah, unaweza weka 250, lakini unaona uko na range 270 to 330.
Oh, okay.
So ukisema like you want 270, sasa wakati kutapatikana mtu ambaye ataoffer, that is when you will the order will execute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So niweke price yangu tuseme like 275.
Lakini sasa ujue unaweza weka hivyo na expire bila kukosa mtu wa kupeana na hiyo price. So most mimi vile nasemanga, if you want a share, nunua at market price, if it is a fair price.
Okay.
Like sasa kama hii unauza 3 ya mwisho ilikuwa 3 bob. Ukitaka kujua na limit ununue na 3 bob, sababu that is the price yenye wanachezea.
Okay.
Ukiweka 3 most likely utaona ikiuza.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nisiweke market, niweke 3 bob.
Sasa like sasa hapo ukiweka 3 bob, like sasa ikiwa 3 bob, validity unaweza weka hizi vitu zikubukangi vizuri. Lakini sasa ukiweka day, itakuwa leo.
So by the time market inafungwa,
ina cancel kama haija execute.
Okay.
So once you do that, number of shares, unaweka like sasa if you're committing 500, have you loaded this account?
Nafaa ni load kwa the brokerage.
Yes.
Oh, jiko tu kwa bank account.
You need to, ukikuja hapa,
I think itabidi utoke hapo kwanza.
Ukikuja hapa kwa available funds, unaona inaonyesha -100. Why is it -100?
Sijui.
Nanda in Cuban. Sasa hizi ni nini? Hizi ya tona. Waliku nini what they charged you. Ushawahi trade?
This is the first time.
You need to call them and ask them what is the 100 book for.
Si ya ku nini ya keep account active.
I doubt whether there is something like that. I don't know, but you can ask them. The other encumbrances ni zipi.
So nisiweke pesa kwanza.
Ukiweka hii so itamesa utabaki na 400.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nevertheless, I know they can reverse, but I think it's don't be under pressure. Call them, sort this out. Once you sort, hii kitu tunaweza buy hata kesho.
Okay.
Yeah.
Na price ikienda juu.
Sasa you see, inachezea 3 bob. Most likely itakuwa tu hapo. You just look at the way these things nini. Hiyo nini ya home kwa kwa. Yeah, CBS ija interact na. Hii kitu you find it, itachezea tu hapa, si ati kuna mahali itaenda bali. Unajua zinakuwa na limit ya 10% overall below. Yeah.
Sasa ikienda over 10%,
haiwezi. The nini inaitwa nini? The stock exchange cannot allow. Kiangalia zote zinakujanga change inakuanga.
Hiyo ndio change inamaanisha.
The percentage change should not go past 10%.
Leo ni at an extreme.
Unless it's an applied, nasikia kuna vile unaweza apply if you want to buy huge amounts.
Yeah. Okay.
Or in cases of acquisition or things like that. What is this? This quantity 400. Oh, to make a 400 here, sorry.
Quantity.
I wanted to say 100. So now also inakupea the amount that you need. You need VOE. So you can do
150.
150.
Four 461. So 170.
The reason why you do these is because you know it's like 522.
So 160. Yes, when I do that,
it's just to ensure that the money that you have in your account is enough.
Okay. So you have to gauge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Bado ija reflect, ebu reload.
Nimekuletea
Imeniletea
message.
Lakini sijui mbona za NCBA zina taking long to reflect. Ila time.
Umetoa wapi?
Nimetoa hapo juu ya meza.
Ya kwako? Ndio ilikuwa kwa nini tu? Kwaona hapo. Ni joto? Nimetengeneza hapo.
Yeah, nakapa. Aki George.
So, umeangalia?
Nini?
Hiyo kitu unataka kuangalia?
Inakuanga kwa njia ya magari. Ndio underpass. Hapo.
Hapo kwa hiyo kwa rami?
Tununua viatu. Hizo.
Kwa hivyo hakuna saa hii.
Hakuna. Kwa labda jioni, I don't know though.
Umeingia?
Nataka tuone.
Nado?
Video watu wazima.
Like NCBA is a bank, at least unajua. Niko jaribu kuwa kadi ama.
Kwa mimi ni video ya watu wazima, you cannot understand.
Please.
Sikuja uone. Mbona ionyeshi?
Give it time.
Nini?
Guys, we made a mistake. As you can see on that video, one, it was a negative 100. I called the brokerage firm and I asked them why. Then they gave me some reason about it being sijui encumbrance fee, just some random, I don't even know what that is. And I was there with my dad, So my dad was just like, sana, wow. Because those are some of the fees that they don't tell you about, but then they just add it there, you know? But it wasn't that much, so it was just like, you know what? You feel duped, yes, but then it's like, maybe it was there in fine print. I just didn't read. I don't know. Anyway, so there was that. We cleared that up. I told my dad, you know what? Let's buy the stock. Let me fund my account. If they charge me the 100, because what they were saying actually was, it's just withheld within the account. Even if you have never traded or have never funded your account, it's just withheld. Meaning, if you fund the account, they will deduct their 100 shillings at the end of the month. So they're just indicating it there, but it's just withheld. It's not it's not real money, so to speak. But it only becomes real once you funded the account. You get what I mean? So I just told my dad, you know what? Let's fund the account with the money that I initially wanted with an extra 100 shillings so that they can be able to deduct that money, right? And it doesn't hurt, what I wanted to do, which was to buy shares worth 500 shillings. So we do that, but then we make a mistake. Because to fund the account, there are either two options. Either you do a bank transfer or you do a pay bill transfer. So when you go to the email that they shared the details of, the approved brokerage account, they give you all the details there, even how to fund your account. So, and they gave me the pay bill details. I don't know why they did not indicate that the account number written there is an example account number. So I put in the details exactly. Then we are there wondering, it's been 5 minutes, it's not reflecting in the account. Yet I've already gotten a message back from NCBA that your account has been debited, and money has already been transferred, all that. So we are there waiting for it to reflect on the account. It's been like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Hey, what's going on? It got to a point where my dad looked at that email and he was like, "Oh my god, we transferred to that account number, yet it's an example account number. It's not, you're supposed to put your client code, not that." So it just felt wasted, um, unfortunately. So we called the brokerage firm again. We told them the error that we've made, and she told me to send the details via email, all the details, the transaction details, personal identification, so that she could follow it up. Now we're waiting for the feedback. Then we'll just have to buy tomorrow. Because actually, funny thing is, my dad felt, it's like, he told me, okay, I wouldn't say he felt, but initially, before I pushed him to buy, he told me, let's buy tomorrow. At least today you've just seen the process of buying, because he showed me how you're supposed to buy, as you've seen in that video. But he told me, no, let's just buy tomorrow. But then I pushed him and I was like, no, I've postponed it for too long. I need to buy now. Clearly, I wasn't supposed to buy today. So let's wait for tomorrow and we see what we can do. But yeah, that is a bump in the road. The devil is really trying so hard that I don't succeed, but he will not win. Anyway, let's wait for tomorrow and see.
The next day.
Hello. So remember yesterday we were supposed to buy some stocks and we couldn't be able to. We got the issue resolved. We wrote an email. They were able to work it out, and the funds were transferred back to my account. So I've been able to fund my brokerage account, and the market closes at 3. It's now 2:20. So I want to see whether I can be able to buy today, and I want you guys to join me. This is going to be my first trade, so let's see how it goes. And I hope I get, although when I look at it, I don't know whether I'll get at the price that I want to buy at, but let's shoot our shot and see. So to help you understand what I want to buy, remember yesterday we were talking about buying Kenya Re, right? This one. So as you can see, the price has just gone up to 305. I wanted to buy it at 3 shillings. It was at 304 the whole day. Oh my god. Yo, but the market price is 304 anyway, so we'll try working with that. But when you come here, this is where you find the details. So this is Kenya Re. Last read price is at 304, bid price 303. Now remember what I said about bid price. This is the price the market wants to get that stock for. Then we have the bid quantity, the one that people are looking to buy, and then we have the total bid quantity being 2.5, roughly 2.5 million shares. Then the last read time was actually about 30 minutes ago. The last read quantity was 2 shares. The offer price was 3 shillings and 4 cents. Offer quantity was 112,000 shares. Total offer quantity has been 2.5 million shares. The one that now people are looking to sell in total. Okay. But I think as I continue to learn these things, I'll obviously be sharing. We are waiting for the day to close, but the day's low was at 3, which is crazy because I wanted to buy at 3. Oh man. And I feel like I missed out on that. If I bought in the morning, it would have worked. Anyway, the net change is 4 cents. Now, the net change is the difference between the day's high and the day's low. So the day's low is 3 shillings. The day's high is 3 shillings 4 cents. So when you subtract, you get 0.04. And so that is what you're working with. The market cap of this company is 17 billion. And it does really well in the securities exchange market. So let's uh, let's see. Let me place a bid right now. So we come to Kenyari right here, okay, and then we say buy. Then we say instrument type is normal Kenyari. Um, let's go with. Remember, we said quantity was going to be 160 at 3 shillings. Hold on, at 3 shillings. Validity. I'm thinking of saying good till date. So this is good till date, this is immediate or cancelled, and this is fill or kill. So basically, good till date means it can be kept active until the day uh, it will sell at this price, but obviously I must set an expiration date where it shall be nullified by the broker and will no longer be active. Then immediate or cancel is where it has to be fulfilled immediately at that said price. But it can be done in batches. Then fill or kill is where the whole lump sum. Now with immediate or cancel is where, let's say I want to buy 160 shares at this price, but I can only get say like 100 shares at this price. That is the offer quantity available. Then the 100 shares will be bought. Then the 60 will remain, and they can be bought when there are more shares to be bought at that price. um, so that now the remaining 60 can go. Filo kilo on the other hand is where I have to buy all the 160 shares at 3 shillings immediately. If it can be bought immediately, then it's all like the whole offer is just oh sorry, not the whole offer, the whole what is it called, the whole order is nullified. So when I place an order, it has to go all of it. So let me just put day so that when it closes in the next 30 minutes, we see whether we are going to get something. If we don't, it is what it is. um, yep. So 160. Let's do limit. I think I don't know exactly what my dad told me about limit and market, but we can do limit. Delivery, then we say buy. Then what the value is that? Brokerage charges are 8 shillings. Statutory charges 3 shillings. Total comes to 492. Remember, I had put 500 shillings, so let's confirm that. Order placed successfully. Okay. Now you wait and see if you're gonna get some stocks today. So we bought some Kenyari. Okay, not really bought yet. We've placed an order. So now we have to hold on. There's something here. Yeah. So now we have to wait for the day's end and see whether we are going to get some Kenyari shares today. If not, we try again tomorrow. But that's a step in the right direction. Um, if it goes through, I'll let you guys know. If it won't, we'll keep trying. But yeah. So hopefully I get more money in the future and I buy more stocks. Yep. Peace, and looking forward to updating you guys. But I think I'm making the right steps.
Many hours later.
So it's been a week since 4 a.m. I just want to go and get some shut eye for a couple more hours so that I can, rejuvenate like just 1 or 2 hours, and then I'm back to work. Just wanted to let you guys know that the Kenyari order did not go through, so I waited another day. That was on 6th of January. Now on 8th, which is actually 2 days ago because today's 10th, I placed an order for Home Africa shares, and I'm glad it went through. So I have 360 shares. The Home Africa. I bought them at around 492. Sorry, I bought them for 492 at 1.34 shillings a share. Yeah, and so I placed the order. It went through, and that's my first journey. Or not first journey, but it's me getting into this world of investing. Funny enough, I didn't even know what Home Africa did, But that's a mistake on my part, because you should never invest in a company that you don't know what it does. So I'll continue doing my own research, invest in companies that I understand, that I know. But as of right now, at least I've started, and that's what matters. Even if it's just with little money, I used 500 shillings, bought little shares. I've known how the process goes. I've known how to use the platform. I know what, you know, that interface is saying to me. I've been able to explain to you guys, like, a little bit of what I know and understand. So let's see what I can do with this now moving forward. But it's a good start. So I'll just put a screenshot of that right here, so that you can just see that, yes, I bought Home Africa shares. I'm not playing with you or lying to you. So yeah, thanks. So I'll keep updating you guys the moment that's where we stand.